afternoon, students. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the GATE Academy, and I am Shardool Sir. And today we are meeting over here to have a brief look over some questions from Geotechnical Engineering. It will be a kind of a live quiz where we will be discussing. We'll be playing a quiz related to the Geotechnical Engineering. So, what are the instructions? What you have to actually do while playing the quiz. So these are some of the instructions. The first of all is how you'll play the quiz. What's the procedure to play the quiz? So there are two. Basically, you need two devices to play in order to play the quiz. You need two devices, or you can play by one device also. I'll explain both the things. If you are having two devices, one laptop or one mobile, anything. So from one device, you can log into the YouTube where you will be watching the video, and in the second you'll solve the questions by attending the quiz. And if you are having a single device, then you can open two tabs over there, and from one tab you will be able to see the video, and from the second tab you will be able to play the quiz. The second thing is there will be no negative points in any of the questions that you will be getting over here. There will be no negative points. The third one is the number of points per question will be displayed along with the question itself. When you will be seeing a question on your screen, the number assigned, the points assigned to that particular question will be seen in front of that question also. The next thing, tougher the question, more will be the points. See, we'll be dealing with some questions. Some of the questions might be easy, and some of the questions might be a little bit tougher. So tougher will be the question, more the points you will be getting from that question. And the last thing, the faster you answer, and the higher marks you will be getting from that. Means if you are attempting a question within a given time frame, you'll be scoring more marks, and if you exceed the time, then the number assigned to you and the number which you will be getting, the score which you will be getting, will be a little bit less. So let us start the quiz now, and I'll be waiting for the students to join the quiz. I'll be waiting that some of you must join this quiz. So the URL for joining the quiz is itself written in front of your screen. That is bit.ly/TGA083E. You can log in by using this link so that you'll be able to join. You'll be able to play this quiz. So hurry up, students! Please share this quiz session to maximum number of students so that each and everyone must get the most of the benefit from this quiz. I'll be waiting for the students to join. Bharat, welcome, Bharat. Come on, please, Bharat, share this link with your fellow students, with your friends, so that maximum of you can get the advantage of this quiz. Bharat, kindly share this session and share this URL which is written over here. That is bit.ly/TGA083E. It's written at the topmost line. Shall we start? Bharat, shall we start the quiz now? Okay. So let's start the quiz. And here is your first question. The time allotted to each and every question is of 1 minute. You have to read the question and you have to solve them. And there are 4 options for every question. Very good, Bharat. Very good. So let us move to the next question now. So this is the leaderboard. Let us move to the next question. A natural soil deposit has a bulk unit weight of 18 kilonewton per meter cube. Very good. Bharat, you have made it wrong. Anyway, we'll discuss all these questions just after finishing this quiz. We'll discuss it. I think you might have done some calculation mistake. Let us move to the third question now. The third question in front of you is, for a soil, the uniformity coefficient is 6 and the coefficient of curvature is 1.5. Bharat. You have made it wrong, beta. Chali. Now let us move to the next question now. A soil is found to have 80% particles coarser than 0.002 mm. The liquid limit is 60% and the plastic limit is 25. Then the activity of the soil will be. What will be the activity of this soil? Still, you are having 45 seconds. This is again, you have answered it wrong. Now let us move to the next. The question says, in a soil deposit of 3 layers of equal thickness, the permeabilities of the layer are in ratio of 1:2:3. The ratio of average permeability in horizontal to the vertical direction. Okay. So Bharat, I think you are not solving the questions. You are just giving the answer just by clicking the options. Okay. Now, these were the 5 questions from this quiz. Now let us discuss the solution for these questions, because Bharat has given only one answer correct. Now let us move to discuss the solution of these questions now. So this is your leaderboard. Bharat, you have scored 85 points from these 5 questions. It's okay. Now we'll discuss the solution of these questions. Okay. So this was your first question. A compacted cylindrical sample 50 mm in diameter and 100 mm high is to be prepared from a dry soil. If the sample is required to have a water content of 15% and the percentage air voids as 20%, then the weight of the soil will be. You have to assume that the specific gravity of the soil is 2.69. See, the height of the sample, the diameter of the sample is given to you, and the diameter says it is 50 mm. The diameter of the sample is 50 mm. We can say it is 5 centimeter, and the height of the sample is 100 mm. We can say it is 10 centimeter. So from these two, we can get the volume of the sample. Because it's a cylindrical sample, so the volume will be pi by 4 d square h. This will be the volume of the sample. So we can solve it and it will be something 0.785, that is pi by 4, d square, that is 5 square, into h, that is 10. You can get the volume of the soil from here, that is 0.785 into 25 into 10, that is 196.25 centimeter cube. This is the volume of your sample. That the compacted cylindrical sample is 50 mm in diameter and 100 mm height. So the diameter of the sample is 5 centimeter, that is 50 mm, and the height is 100 mm, that is 10 centimeter. From there you can get the volume of the soil, because it's a cylindrical sample and the volume of the cylinder is pi by 4 d square h. So pi by 4 is itself 0.785, d square, that is diameter, that is 5 centimeter, 5 square into h, that is 10. So it will be 196.25 centimeter cube. This will be the volume of the sample. And now it's saying that the water content of this sample, the water content that is required is 15%, that is 0.15, and the percentage of air voids, that is Na, is 20%, that is mathematically 0.2. So you have been asked to calculate the weight of the sample. You have been asked to calculate the weight of the sample. So you must know this formula, that gamma D is equal to 1 minus Na G gamma W upon 1 plus Wg. This is the formula which you must have studied. The relationship between the dry unit weight of the soil, the air content, that is the percentage air voids, specific gravity and water content. What gamma D actually says? Gamma D is the weight of the solids per unit total volume of the soil. Since the soil is dry, so we can write over here, that is Ws upon volume. What is Na? Na is 0.2, that is 20%, into G, that is 2.69. Gamma W, that will be 1 upon 1 plus W, that is 0.15, into G, that is 2.69. That will be equal to Ws upon volume, which we have already calculated, that is 196.25. So you can solve from here and you'll be getting the value of weight of the solids from here. What it will give? You can just solve this and you'll be getting the value of Ws. You can solve this equation. What it's saying, that is 0.15 into 2.69 plus 1 inverse into 2.69 into 0.8 into 196.25. You're getting it as 300.91. This is the value which you are getting in grams. This is the value which you are getting in grams. So the nearest option, since you are getting here the weight of the solids, but in the question it has been asked to calculate the weight of the soil. So see, what actually is the weight of the soil? What actually is the weight of the soil? See, we very well know that the total weight of the soil is equal to weight of the water plus weight of the solids. Since the water was 0 because the soil was dry, so the total weight of the soil will itself be the weight of the solids, and that is 300.91 grams. So the nearest option for this is 302 grams. The correct answer will be 302 grams. This will be the correct answer for this question. Is it okay to everyone? Now, let us move to the next question now. It's saying that a natural soil deposit has a bulk unit weight of 18 kilonewton per meter cube. Bulk unit weight is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. And the water content is 5%. The bulk unit weight of the soil is 18 kilonewton per meter cube and the water content of the soil is 5%. The specific gravity is given to you as 2.60. You have been asked to calculate the void ratio of the soil. You have been asked to calculate the void ratio of the soil. See, we very well know that we can calculate the value of gamma D, that is the dry unit weight of the soil, from the relation that gamma D is equal to gamma upon 1 plus W. This is the relationship between the dry unit weight, bulk unit weight, and the water content of the soil. You are having the value of bulk unit weight, you are having the value of water content. So from this relation, you can calculate the dry unit weight of the soil. So from here, I'll be calculating the dry unit weight, and that will be equal to 18, that is gamma, upon 1 plus W, that is 5%, and 5% means 0.05. So from here, you will be getting the value of gamma D, and it comes out to be 17.14 kilonewton per meter cube. This is the value of dry unit weight. But in the question, you have been asked to calculate the value of void ratio. Now, we know that there exists a relation between the dry unit weight, specific gravity, and void ratio. What is that relation? Gamma D is equal to G gamma W upon 1 plus E. This was the relationship between the dry unit weight of the soil, its specific gravity, and void ratio. We are having the value of gamma D, that is 17.142, is equal to, we are having the value of G, that is 2.60. The gamma W will become 9.81, that is the unit weight of the water, upon 1 plus E. So from here, you can solve it for E, and you will be getting it as 2.60 into 9.81 divided by 17.142 minus 1. We are getting it as 0.487. The void ratio which you are getting is that 0.487. This is the value of the void ratio. So the correct answer will be 0.488. The nearest option for this is 0.488. The correct answer will be A option. Are you getting this? Is it okay to everyone? Okay. Now let us move to the question number 3. The question number 3 says, for a soil, the uniformity coefficient. What is uniformity coefficient? That is Cu. It has been given to you as 6. And the coefficient of curvature, that is Cc, is given to you as 1.5. If the effective size is 0.001 mm, then the value of D30 will be, what is effective size? Effective size is actually D10. You must have studied this in your theory sessions. What actually is the meaning of effective size? So the value of effective size has been given to you as 0.001 mm. You have been asked to calculate the value of D30. You have been asked to calculate the value of D30. What D30 will be? So we very well know the relationship. What Cu is? Cu is the uniformity coefficient, and that is equal to the ratio of D60 to D10. This is actually Cu, the ratio of D60 to D10. And what is Cc? That is the coefficient of curvature. That is the square of D30 to the ratio of D10 and D60 product. This is the formula. So can we multiply these two terms? Can we multiply Cu and Cc? So see what you will be getting. If I multiply Cu and Cc, that is Cu into Cc, you will be seeing something like this. That is D60 upon D10 into D30 square upon D10 into D60. So we can cancel out D60 from here. So you'll be getting Cu into Cc, that is 6 into 1.5. That will be equal to D30 square upon D10 square. So 6 into 1.5 is 9. Is D30 square upon D10 square. So you can take the under root, square root from both the sides. You'll be getting 3 is equal to D30 upon D10. I'm having the value of D10 with me. So D30 will be equal to 3 into D10 So it will be 3 into 0.001 and it is 0.003. This will be the answer. The correct answer will be option D. The correct answer will be option D. Is it okay to everyone? See, why we are playing this live quiz? What is the purpose behind this live quiz? Why we are doing this live quiz? See, you must have studied soil mechanics in your theory sessions. Now, by attempting these quiz sessions, you will be getting a real-time analysis of your exam, the first thing. And the second thing, these quiz may play a wonderful role in revising your concepts, which you have already studied in your theory sessions. So it's always advantageous to attempt these sort of quizzes for different subjects so that you may get the real-time analysis of the exam, first thing. And second thing, these quiz from these quiz you will be able to revise all the concepts which you have already studied in your theory sessions. Okay. Now, question number 4. A soil is found to have 80% particles coarser than 0.002 mm. What he is saying? A soil is found to have 80% particles coarser than 0.002 mm. The liquid limit has been given to you as 60% and the plastic limit has been given to you as 25%. The very first line of the question, it has been said that a soil is found to have 80% particles coarser than 0.002 mm. We very well know that the size of the clay, what is the size of the clay particles? That is less than 0.002 mm. So as a soil is found to have 80% particles coarser than 0.002 mm. Means in a soil, in the given soil, the particles which are larger than clay size is 80%. Because the size of the clay is less than 0.002, and in the question it has been said that 80% of the particles are coarser. What is the meaning of coarser? That is, the 80% particles are having the size greater than 0.002 mm. Therefore, I can say that the percentage of clay in the soil will be 20%. This will be the percentage of clay. Because 80% particles are bigger than 0.002 mm. So the remaining 20% particles will surely be of the clay. So the percentage of clay in the given soil is 20%. What is the meaning of activity of the soil? What actually is the meaning of activity? Any one of you? What is the meaning of activity of the soil? See, we have studied a concept of plasticity index. What is that? That is liquid limit minus plastic limit. This was the actual meaning of plasticity index. But what actually is this? See, what we say, you must have understood this graph. You must have studied this graph during your theory sessions. That is the relationship between the plasticity index, or let us say a relationship between the volume of the soil and the water content. You must have studied the graph that was looking something like this. This was the graph. This was the graph between the volume of the soil and the water content. And here you must have studied some various limits over here. What are the limits basically? Limits are nothing. The consistency limits are nothing, but these are the water content under which the soil behaves as different material. Here the soil was liquid. Here the soil was plastic. Here the soil was semi-solid, and here the soil was solid. So the water content beyond which, after which the soil will behave as liquid was the liquid limit. The water content between the soil will behave as a plastic between liquid limit and plastic limit, and here it will be your shrinkage limit. So By subtracting, by getting the difference in the value of liquid limit and plastic limit, you'll be able to know the range within which the soil will be behaving as plastic, and that is identified by the plasticity index, that is IP, that is liquid limit minus plastic limit. We can calculate it as 60 minus 25, because in the question the liquid limit was given as 60% and the plastic limit was given as 25. So the value of IP comes out to be 35%. What actually is the meaning of activity? What was activity? Activity was nothing but it was calculated as the ratio of the plasticity index to the percentage of clay particles by weight in your soil. This was the meaning of activity. IP, that is the plasticity index, to the ratio of the percentage of clay by weight. So I am having the value of plastic limit, plasticity index, that is 35%, and I am having the value of percentage of clay, that is 20%. So it will be 35 upon 20. You'll be getting the value of activity, that is 35 divided by 20, and it is 1.75. This will be your answer. This will be your answer for this question. So these all concepts you must have studied in your theory sessions. This quiz session is actually meant so that you may revise all the concepts which you have already studied. Now the last question for the day. In a soil deposit of 3 layers of equal thickness, the permeabilities of the layers are in ratio of 1:2:3. The ratio of the permeability in horizontal and vertical direction. See, it's a case of a stratified soil. It's a case of a stratified soil. There are actually, the soil consists of 3 different layers of equal thickness. Let us say these are the 3 layers of the soil which are having the same thickness. The thickness of all these layers are same. Let us say the thickness are H, H, and H, because all the soil are of equal thickness. So these are the thickness. Now it's saying that the permeabilities of these layers are in ratio of 1:2:3. So if the permeability of the first layer is K, the permeability of the second layer will be 2K, and the permeability of the third layer will be 3K. This is the simple thing which have been given to you in the question. You can read it out again. In a soil deposit of 3 layers of equal thickness, a soil deposit consists of 3 layers and all the layers are having equal thickness. Let us say that the thickness of these layers are H, H, and H. The permeabilities of these layers are in ratio of 1:2:3. Let us say the permeability of first layer is K, permeability of second is 2K, and the permeability of the third layer is 3K. Now, while studying the concept of Darcy law, we have studied that the water which is flowing through the soil, the water which is actually flowing through the soil is due to the property, that is the permeability. If the soil is having a property of a permeability, then only the water will get access to pass through that soil. This is the basic meaning of permeability. The permeability is the property of a soil which allows the passage of water through it. So the water may be flowing in the horizontal direction or it may be flowing in the vertical direction. So if the water is flowing in the horizontal direction, if the water flows in the horizontal direction, then we can calculate the equivalent value of the permeability. How it is calculated? Let us say that is KH, that is the equivalent value of the permeability when the water is flowing in the horizontal direction. That is given as summation of KH upon summation of H. What we can write it as? K1H1 plus K2H2 plus K3H3 upon H1 plus H2 plus H3. This is the value of the permeability when we are considering the horizontal direction, when we are considering the flow in the horizontal direction. And what is the value of permeability in the vertical flow when the flow is vertical? So let us write it as KV. It will be equal to summation of H upon summation of H by K. This was the formula. This was the formula to calculate the value of permeability when the flow was perpendicular to the bedding plane, that is kV. So you have to calculate these two values, that is kH and kV, and then you have to take out the ratio of these two permeability. Now let us solve this. Let us solve this and let us see what will be the answer. So let us solve for kH. What was kH? That is K1H1 plus K2H2 plus K3H3 upon H1 plus H2 plus H3. But in the question it has been given that H1 is equal to H2 is equal to H3. It has been given to you in the question itself. So putting the values over here, the value of K1 was K into H, the value of K2 was 2K, the value of H2 was again H, the value of K3 was 3K, and the value of H3 was again H upon H plus H plus H, because all these three thickness was equal. You will be getting 3KH plus 2KH plus KH, that is 3 to 5, 6. 6KH upon 3H, you will be getting it as 2K. This is the value of permeability when the flow was parallel to the bedding plane, or we can say it as the value of horizontal permeability. Now let us calculate the value of kV. Now let us calculate the value of kV. How we can calculate? We are having the formula for kV, that is H1 plus H2 plus H3 upon H1 by K1 plus H2 by K2 plus H3 by K3. Since all the three thickness are equal, so we can write it as H plus H plus H upon H by K plus H by 2K plus H by 3K. So it will be equal to 3H upon, you can take out H by K common from here, and in the bracket you will be getting 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. You can cancel out H and H from numerator and denominator. This K will go in the numerator, so it will become 3K upon, you can take out the LCM over here, you will be getting the LCM as 6, so it will become 6 plus 3 plus 2, it will be becoming 18K upon 69 to 11. 18K upon 11, this is the value of kV. You have been asked to calculate the ratio of KH and kV. The value of KH was 2K and the value of kV is 18K upon 11. So it will become 22K upon 18K and it is 22 upon 18. This will be your answer for this question. Are you getting this? You must have studied the concept of stratified soil deposit in the chapter of permeability. Must have studied this concept, that is the concept of stratified soil, the soil consisting of different layers, and each layer will have a unique soil having different properties. So in that case, we have to calculate the value of the permeability, equivalent value of permeability when the flow is horizontal to parallel to the bedding plane and when the flow is perpendicular to the bedding plane. So when the flow was horizontal to the bedding plane, parallel to the bedding plane, the formula for the calculation is this one. And when the flow is perpendicular to the bedding plane, the formula for the calculation is this one. These are the two formula by which you can calculate the value of permeability in horizontal and vertical direction, or when the flow is parallel to the bedding plane and when the flow is perpendicular to the bedding plane. Got this? Any doubt, any difficulty, anything related to the subject? Any doubt or difficulty related to the subject or the questions which we have discussed today? These 5 questions. Any sort of a doubt? You can post your doubts or any comment in the comment box. I'll be waiting for another 2 to 3 minutes for your comments, if any. If you are having any kind of a doubt related to anything from these 5 questions, you are free to ask. Is it okay now? So this was your first ever quiz from the Geotech, in which we have dealt, we were dealing with the phase relationships, and in the second quiz that will be slotted few days later, and that we'll be dealing with some more new concepts like consolidation, compaction, maybe permeability also. You'll be getting the keywords and the syllabus for the second quiz also. And I think no comments from any of you. So we may stop over here. And this is all about from my side. Anna? Thank you, everyone. So these were the 5 questions which were basically related to the chapter of phase relationship, as well as the last question was from the permeability. In the next quiz, we'll be dealing with the chapter of consolidation, shear strength, earth pressure theory. Anna? So it's okay. Thank you for participating in the quiz. And please, now only 5 to 6 months are remaining for your GATE exam. Just move on and do your hard work. Just prepare the subjects and do it smartly. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. We can stop over here now.